And that is correct, ladies and gentlemen. We should be simulcasting right now on both Twitter and also YouTube. And you read that title correctly. Save all your Virgin points because the next 100x Genesis launch is coming this month. As a matter of fact, it is days away. And you guys know how we do it on the Alpha Alfonso show. We don't waste nobody's time. The last time we went live telling you guys there was another 100x play, which was Iris. And what happened? I lied. Because it didn't 100x. That shit 350x. Now, we can expect very similar things here in terms of great performance, but not maybe that much gains. But nonetheless, there's a mega gains up for grabs in the next 5 days. I'm going to break all of that down for you guys on this edition of Francis Dhun Uncensored.
Francis Dhun Uncensored.
That is correct, ladies and gentlemen. We're coming back at y'all once again from the studio, live and direct, Alpha Alfonso style. I do appreciate each and every one of you for joining us. If you're on YouTube, make sure you like, subscribe, and also smash the bell notification buttons. And if you're on Twitter, you could also give us a like, follow, because this is where the alpha's at. I mean, there's alpha out there, don't get me wrong, but this is where the real alpha's at. And I really appreciate if everybody could just retweet this on Twitter right now, tag your best buddy, tag your favorite crypto cat, whatever it is, and let them know what time it is. And it is definitely the Alpha Alfonso time. All right, guys? So, market's a little bit down right now overall. We have, that BS going on in the Middle East. It is what it is. This is the sort of circumstances we're always under when it comes to crypto. But look, there's always an opportunity if you're looking in the right places. Let's start the program. But before we do, let me see what's up to everybody first. Okay, cool. YouTube is here. And make sure the Twitter is running the way it should. I will check in 1 second, guys. Just open up the live chat there. We got a really good program for you guys today. Trust me. This is where it's at right now, guys. All right, so let's take a look at the markets. I mean, it's pretty, it's bloody. It's not too terrible. Bitcoin's still, over the 100K mark. That's always important because once it goes under there, God knows where it could go. But yeah, I guess, at the end of the day, it's still just another day in crypto. But let's get to the real meat and potatoes, which is right here, guys, okay? So I put this tweet out yesterday, and I said, urgent. Buy a you-know-what ton of game and thank me later. And by the way, we're going to get to the potential 100x Genesis launch play in the second half of this live stream, okay? But this is alpha as well, right? So this was yesterday. I've also, allocated the most of my capital, which I was able to spread $100,000 across many different potential clusters and agents. And Game was actually the one that I allocated most of my capital to. And Game is not an AI agent, it's a framework, okay? So the following day, today, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we're looking at. The market was looking like this, right? So everything is right in the virtuals ecosystem besides the play I gave you yesterday. Game on. And Game, I don't know, went up, let's just call it 20% for the day. And for the most part, everything is pretty red. I think Arbus is up pretty nicely as well. So big shout out to Arbus as well for delivering their product, man. I actually use it every now and then. Okay, so let's really focus on something right now, guys. So what are the founders talking about, right? When you're doing your research, you want to really hear what's inside of their mind. Okay, and the best way to do that is to just go browse under them, on their profile. Put in ACP and search that or Game or whatever you're trying to find alpha for. Okay, and lo and behold, if we come on over to Wiki's profile page over here. So in this video, I talk about how at Virtuals we are bringing Tesla Optimus and Elon Musk from the real world to games, and this is back in September. So they've been working on this for a very long time, working towards it. And do I have that over here? No, I got that right here. Okay, so if we open this up, so presenting Project Westworld, the first playable autonomous world on Roblox. What the hell? Our proprietary game engine framework powers a multi-agent interactive simulation in Roblox, okay? And that's all you really need to know there. And we could read all of this, but, all virtual worlds powered by game framework, etc. Okay, and this was some time ago. This was September of last year, okay? So, if you look at what EtherMag is saying on his Twitter, he's hinting and teasing towards announcements, future this, future that. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some mega bullish ass announcement on the ACP and or game, because they are connected together, right? Game is the framework that makes the ACP possible. So the Agentic Commerce Protocol, what happens there? Well, it's autonomous businesses. And what does businesses do? Well, they need to communicate, right? And that's exactly where game comes into play, right? It allows and helps these agents to communicate and collaborate. Right, guys? So it's a powerful, powerful framework. And, we're all looking at AI agents, but I really wanted to bring this to people's attention because this is what really helps everything come together. It's not necessarily foundational to everything. That's a bit exaggerated. And this is what I said in my in my previous video, but, it's along the same lines, right? So let's take another look over here at Top Dog himself, Ether Mag. What is he telling us over here on June the 2nd, not too long ago? That was this month of 2025. Just put in place the starting blocks of phase 3. This is very important, guys, for you to understand. You guys have no idea what's coming. Phase 1, density of agents. It's what you guys are seeing now. Attract founders, retail attention. Cool. That's kind of like what we saw, I would say, more particularly in Q4, Q1, right? Well, Q4, December, and January of Q1 is how I should, frame that. Phase 2, swift for agentic coordination. ACP, few unannounced stuff for Q2 and Q3. So we're kind of like in that phase right now. Q2 going into Q3 kind of thing, right? Well, what are we? Very much June, yeah, Q2. July, August, September, yeah. So Q2 going into Q3. So it's prime time. It's almost ACP season, boy. It's almost ACP season now. I just want to know, do you guys got your ACP agents? Like, you just don't want to run for this, like, when they announce it. Like, that's not how you play this game, right? Sure, okay, well, that's one way, because at least you know that how it's official, but by that time, it's kind of too late. So you need to speculate, you need to connect the dots, and you need to try to get that before the announcement comes out. And that's the whole premise of my last video, where I bought all those AI agents to stake, and then I'm getting a shit ton of Virgin points to get into Genesis launches, which is the next bullish one that we're going to be showing you guys. So, phase 3, a truly agentic network state. Physical manifestations of autonomous businesses, embodied agents, economic GDP and shit, bro. It's like a freaking damn, what is it, like a country? If any of this resonates with you and you have the skills and creds to build these, please contact me, okay? So he's telling us right here, in Q2 or Q3, I believe this is what we're going to see next, right here, okay? Phase 2, and then it transitions into this. So this is what is currently at right now, for those who got it in December, or even if you got it right now. And we're on the cusp of transitioning into this phase. This is pretty much the ACP phase. And then from there, we evolve into this area over here. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So why am I showing you this? I'm showing you this because you need to understand what's up. And, I could give you more context to how all of this works from the horse's mouth. Ether Mag himself. This is not me, man. I want to make this crystal clear. Like, this is not me saying these things, right? I'm reporting what the co-founders are saying, okay? So if you can't take their word for it, I don't know who else I can show you here. There's no other better point of reference. So, ACP course in reverse, and Hayek on steroids. By vaporizing commerce costs and embedding live prices in every packet, it lets millions of micro firms or AI agents self-assemble into value chains that no top-down platform can keep pace with. It's true, because you can't outperform an AI agent, right? It doesn't need to eat, it doesn't need to drink water or sleep, and it doesn't fight with the wife about why they gotta be spending so much hours on the computer messing with crypto, right? Some late night mussings. All right, so ACP attacks the root. Again, like, you guys get the picture I'm trying to illustrate here for you, right? I'm not going to read fucking word for word all this shit, but, come on over and check it on your own time. And here we go once again with Wiki, the other co-founder of Virtuals. Virtuals has guys, this is fucking powerful right here. Virtuals has 2 key products, Launchpad and ACP. On Launchpad, I often think of it as permissionless and infinitely scalable from a Alliance DAO, blah, blah, blah. But this is the main point right here. And that was last month, last month, okay, of 2025. Okay, so they're focusing on 2 products, Launchpad and ACP. Nothing else matters. And this right here is pretty much already live, right? I mean, we'd be banking coin left, right, and center on the Genesis Launchpad. This isn't. So I feel as though, Look, there's always going to be launches, right? Let me get this frame. There's always going to be launches on Genesis launches, absolutely. And with the, the type of game theory they have in there where you get penalized if you sell too early, right? If once the unlock turns the orange, right, you could sell. And all the other things, getting rid of snipers and, team locking tokens and what have you, really makes these things stay profitable. Okay, cool. But what's going to happen is, man, I tell you right now, I'm telling you, I'm seeing it already. Look what happened with Iris, right? Iris went crazy and people took profits, right? From Iris. Come on, bro. Could you blame people, especially in, say, the top 5, who are, like, staring at fucking 300K in front of their face, roughly, probably more, right? Or on or about 300K. Well, what they did was they went and they sold that, and the other Genesis launches that they got into, they sold, and this actually coincided with a lot of the Genesis launches that were in the unlock phase. So, Axelrod, the team got the tokens. I think Arbus now, as of yesterday, right? Teams are going to get tokens there and other launches. So they offloaded all of that because if they don't, that means if they start to sell that when they're already in a cooldown after they G-did Iris, then guess what? Their cooldown resets back to 10 days. So they sold everything at once, right? And also, like as I said, the point of this right here is we're going to see some profits and just capital sort of rotate into ACP. That's the bigger picture. They both are going to bank, okay? But the ACP is a long-term shit, right? So it's very important that you really grasp this, man. You really have to, okay? So here we go once again, okay? Virgin's community is the end goal, not the means. ACP Genesis, once again, ACP Genesis. All our work is to bring dynastic wealth to the virgins. And let me tell you, bro, the Virtuals founders, man, they're feeding villages right now, okay? They're feeding villages right now, bro, in Bangladesh and Sri Lanka and wherever else. Let me tell you, bro, people are making some freaking good money. They're doing a damn good job of that, okay? So, yeah, let me bring up this here. So this right here is Celeste. Give her a follow. She is the lead or core contributor, I should say, of Game. Okay, so this is like her area. All right, guys, so come on over here and check her out. And, this is just one of the many things she mentioned. So agents that think, reason, and make decisions are cool. But agents with wallets, pretty game-changing. Been cooking with ACP and Game. ACP and Game, guys. Together with Alchemy. Watch a space updates coming soon. This shit's too easy for me, bro. This shit's too easy for me. It's just too easy. The answers are literally right there in your damn face. If you just kind of look a bit more carefully, you would see, right? So again, right? So ACP and Game, it's confirmed, right? I think by now you guys should know that they go hand in hand together, right? Celeste is in charge of that department. And as AI agents, and this is the ACP tab, right, on Virtual's website, introducing the Agent Commerce Protocol, a standard for permissionless AI agent commerce. As AI agents become increasingly capable of producing useful work and economic value, we need standardized ways for them to engage in commerce, okay? Both with each other and with humans. Today, we're excited to introduce the Agent Commerce Protocol, okay? A new open standard that enables secure, verifiable, and efficient commerce between autonomous agents. And once again, since they got to communicate, they have to incorporate the game framework. Okay. So, I'm not going to say it's foundational because that'll be inaccurate, but it's damn freaking important that, what Game has to do with the ACP and having this entire agentic economy come alive. All right. So, if you don't know what Game is, I'll populate the Twitter here for you and then the Virtuals protocol trading link, or at least the pair. So the official AI framework developed and powered by Virtuals. So I guess what Virtuals developed this too. Okay, interesting. So there we go. I mean, I know they were associated and they developed it. Like you keep on hearing this, but there was another reference to the Game team. I don't know. I guess it's a department within the Virtuals eco. Yeah. And here it is right here, guys. Okay. So Game Thesis, the most advanced framework for AI agent commerce, optimized for speed and growth, powers 30% of the top 10 AI agents on Virtuals Protocol, and then some. It goes on and on. More agent commerce protocol, ACP references, right? More answers for us. It's like, guys, it's like, think of me as that smart geek in your class that used to give your ass all the answers to your exams. Okay? That's who I am right here. I'm giving you all the fucking answers, bro. Straight up. Okay? So, what else do we got going on over here, guys? Actually, let me go to the live chat and just say what's up, and maybe you guys got some questions for me. Let me know. I'll go to YouTube first. Let's see what's up. What's up, guys? Sorry. I think everybody's a little bit... Oh my god, the market is red. The market's red, bro. What's up, YouTube and Twitter? Just said what's up there. Let's carry on to the real meat and potatoes right here, right now. Okay, yeah. So, right here, guys, there is a launch that's taking place right now. It just went live, and for good reason. I could see why people liked Room. I liked Room as well. But luckily for me, I found out about this thing, before the announcement was made, and I did not pull the trigger on Room. So after further consideration, I sent this out yesterday. I've decided to pass on Room. Something unexpected just landed on my table. I still believe Room will perform well, okay? And my decision has nothing to do with anything negative about the project whatsoever. I just need more time to dig into this damn project. I followed that up later that day yesterday with this. So the ticker is WACH. And if it launches on Virtual's Genesis launch, it will be a guaranteed Cook 100x status. Okay? Why is this so important, guys? Pay attention. It's the first certified ACP agent to launch on Genesis launch. Okay? So, now look, we might sit here and start to speculate on Genesis launches, like, for example, Holly. All right, we might be like, oh shit, Holly is a director. Maybe Holly's going to be in the autonomous Hollywood's cluster, right? But that's speculation, and I mean, it's common sense. Maybe she is. Maybe she would. I think she was the first Genesis launch ever, right? I'm pretty sure she was. Or was it BIOS? I think it was her. So why did Virtuals choose that project to go first on their Genesis launch? Maybe there's nothing behind that. I don't know, right? So yeah, why this one is different is because we know for certain. It's certified. It's guaranteed. There's no ifs, ands, or no maybes, okay? This particular, Watch XBT, that's the Twitter, right? Watch, ticker, $WACH. It's guaranteed going to be in the autonomous hedge fund in cluster 1. All right. So, I mean, arguably, you can make a strong case for this because, like, Iris was bullish because it was the Virtual's own AI agent on Ethereum, or the Virtual's ecosystem AI agent on Ethereum, right? That's bullish. This is also bullish because this is a guaranteed ACP agent, bro. Okay? And this is the one right here that went live, trading around 3.2 million, give or take, back room, and I passed. But nonetheless, still some nice gains. Still some nice gains right now. Okay? And this is the next thing. It's like, I don't know what your strategy is, right? Like, whatever strategy you have, good for you. And if you're sticking with it, good for you. But I'm the type of guy, I'm all in or I'm all out. Like, there's no half-assing around for me, right? So I'm just accumulating points and I'm firing at the best gainers. And literally, I technically got into I got into more than 3 Genesis launches, but the ones that I got into were just to try, I was trying to figure out the system to see what's the best approach of getting most virgin points. So this is why I was allocating small amounts at the earlier days, 3 weeks ago, maybe more, to some Genesis launches, which didn't really work out for me. So ever since, I have not been doing that. But yeah, I'm all in or nothing. So if you look at my Genesis launches that I got into, they were all the top gainers. Solus, second best. Well, actually, not necessarily. Axelrod was. But if you're talking about from a 24-hour standpoint, that's what it did. You know what I mean? So this is what I mean when I say gains, right? Like, we're talking about instantly. We're not talking about long-term here, bro. We're talking about, when it goes fucking live. So Solus, at the time, was the best. And then Iris came at the time, was the best, right? Again, within that that moment it went live. Okay, so I fired away at the best performers within the first 24 hours. And that's what my game plan is here as well. So I'm most likely going to go do that here for Watch. Okay, I'm not sprinkling here, sprinkling there, holding that. Fuck that shit. I'm putting in the bullet. I'm getting the red laser out. I'm pointing. I'm aiming. I'm bop, bop, bop. I'm firing away. I'm emptying the fucking clip. And I'll go to G jail. And you know what? I'll probably go on the fucking beach for the 10 days and tell you guys GGL ain't that bad. Yeah. You know what would have been badass though, bro? This would have been badass. If I if I, when I got to Soulless and my goal was to hit the next 100x, we didn't know what it was, and it was Soulless. And anyways, listen, if I had an ego, I'll be caressing it, but I'm not. I'm just trying to explain this, right? But anyways, 100x on Soulless, $450 turned to 46K. I should have went to fucking Jamaica. I tell you guys, yo, G-Chill ain't that bad, bro. It's not that bad. Look at the fucking beach. Look at these girls in bikinis. All you could drink. All you could eat, jerk chicken. You know what I mean? And then what happens when I'm out of G-Jail? I got 4 days and I made some points. And then I put all of those points for Iris, which at the time, right, it was worth 28K. Right now, obviously, it's not. Iris went down a lot. But I should have fucking sold that shit too. After just being out of G-Jail for 4 days, go back to G-Jail, go back to the fucking beach and tell you guys, yo, bro, G-Jail is actually fucking nice. That would have been epic. But anyhow, let's move on. Okay, so let's go on with this guy over here, man. Let's get back to the program. Sorry about me talking about Jamaica and girls with bikinis and shit. So, watch XBT, guys. This is the dude right here. So today, okay, again, I wasn't, you can never ever be 100% sure, but you could be you could have some very high levels of conviction, right? And that's what this was based off of basic research, right? Nothing too crazy, just Twitter, watching shit on Twitter. And these guys came out with this announcement today, okay, confirming it. The ticker is this. I am live on Genesis. Well, he's not live, but it's available to watch, meaning that how this is the link, and this is, oh shit, where is it? Well, before we get to that, this is the scam one, okay, guys? Scam, this is the legit one. Because when you come to the official account, you click this link, it's going to direct you to this one over here, okay? So do not mess with this. I really don't know why they don't have the verified badge here. Hopefully the virtual team could get that going, because in about 2 days or less, everybody who, messes with Virtual's ecosystem on Twitter, they're going to be talking about this guy, right? Okay, so Watch XBT is the unified verification agent for DeFi, okay? It's the verification layer that makes autonomous capital credible, okay, guys? Every DeFi trade is scanned in milliseconds by an, adversarial learning engine, checking intent, blah, blah, blah. So it's essentially telling you what he's responsible for, and this picture here kind of like, you should be familiar with this picture here by now, so this is just underneath here. I highly recommend everybody come on over, do their own research. Never, ever, 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 ever listen to one person on the internet or on Twitter or on YouTube or whatever. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to keep saying this on every fucking stream. You need to, if you want to learn this shit, you need to do your own research. Okay, look and see what people say, but that doesn't mean you got to go, but okay, well, he said it, so I'm going to do it. Don't be that idiot, okay? I'm just showing you guys how I do my research. All right, so yeah, where were we? You should be familiar with this. And yeah, right here, this is Cluster 1, the Autonomous Hedge Fund. So AIXVC, he's the leading AI agent here. And all of this right here are different other, supporting cast members, so to speak. We have AIXBT, we have Velvet Unicorn, Athena. They're in this trigger category, I believe they're calling it. And then we have the confirmation is Giga Brain, and I believe Degen Capital. And also Swarm, yeah? And then right here, you can't see it, but here is Cert AI, now known as Beaver AI. They're going to be in the on-chain audit, and then he's covering it. There is another guy, Loki, and then Quill AI right here. So this has always been here, okay, in that thing. And, when I did my live stream on the ACP about maybe close to a month ago, something like that, 3 weeks, we showed you guys this, and people went... they went to get theirs too, but not too sure if they were able to figure out on Watch XBT. Okay, so we also have this. So once again, Loki, you can't see him because this, enlarged photo here is blocking him, but he is here. And this is what Loki says. Big announcement. I believe this was yesterday. We don't usually do airdrops, but this time we said, F it. Let's reward the real ones. Then he tags, so Watch XBT is allocating 1% of the entire Watch supply exclusively to his stakers. And I guess it's because, they're here. And they are partnered as well, okay? So that's how all of that works, right? In terms of why you need to be bullish on this, right? I think if you're here, or maybe you're now joining, you might want to rewind the live stream and see why ACP is bullish and game, okay? So if you were here for the first half of the stream, you should be up to date on why we're bullish on ACP, okay? And if this agent is a certified one, and there's no second guessing, like, if the market doesn't revere this valuable, bro, what could I say? I mean, I don't know. I gotta get into a different fucking game, into a different industry, bro. Okay, what else we got for y'all here? Yeah, so let's go on back over to Twitter and check out our good friend, as you know, Dhun, who is the lead of ACP. I showed you guys Celeste, who was the lead of, or the core contributor, can't say the lead, core contributor of Game, okay? This person here, Dhun, ACP lead, Game, ACP, right? There are a connection there, okay? And right here, Dhun, retweeted some time ago, May 29th. Quill Check is now live on World AI, Sentient Chat. Shit, is that some alpha there, bro? I'm following them. Maybe some alpha there, guys. The first adversarial AI agent of crypto token security. All right, guys? So they've been trying to tell us about, this agent from some time. And Quill AI Network is, let's just call it like the entity behind them, right? Okay? And here we go once again. This is the original copy of this Autonomous Hedge Fund Cluster, ACP Progress Update, Autonomous Hedge Fund, blah, blah, blah. Lo and behold, there's our guy. He's a wanted man, if you know what I am saying. So, that's it right there. Let me know what you guys think about the alpha in your in the live chat. If you're now joining, guys, I could kind of give you another overview of what's happening over here. Buying the ACP dips, Tulti says, yeah, why not? I mean, hey, look. Guys, look, man. What I would say is this, right? It's like, if you believe, like, we're going to see some bullish times in Q4, right? November, December, you think Bitcoin's going to make a crazy new all-time high, Fed's going to start to print money, ACP will be in motion. I just don't know what else you could do in crypto, right? Like, you don't want to be in stable coin if you're in a bull market, that's for sure. If Bitcoin's going to go over 150K, you don't want to be in stable coin, right? So, if this is the moment we're waiting for, where are you placing your bets? As I said, I'm not a half-ass kind of guy. I'm an all-in or all-out, right? And I'm all in with virtuals. It's either I'm going to fucking make some money or I'm going to lose it all. Either way, it's going to be a hell of a story. Okay? That's me, bro. Hey, not financial advice. Literally, that's what I'm doing. What else we got over here? Good morning from Lakeland, Florida. Thank you so much, Kevin, for joining. I really do appreciate you for joining us over here. Let me know if you guys already got your ACPs or if you're just like, focusing on Genesis and you want to just accumulate those points to get into the next big banger, which, undoubtedly it's going to be this guy over here. All right. So we have Alex Bontno, .base says, bro, that's me for real. Cool. Okay, so if you're now joining us, guys, we went over a few things over here. Sorry about that. I had the wrong camera angle on. Went over a few things over here, starting from, game and the prediction we made yesterday. It's only been 24 hours. By the way, my window for these plays here is 6 months, right? Because that's going in to December and even Q1, right? And then sure enough, the next day, Game was up very nicely. Everything else, for the most part, was down in the virtuals ecosystem. We do have a reference here some time ago talking about Game Engine Framework powers multi-agent interactive simulation in Roblox. That looks like the virtuals team has been cooking behind the scenes. We also have another reference of what we could expect the evolution of AI agents from the co-founder of virtuals, EtherMag, phase 1, which is what you saw pretty much, well, what you've been seeing. And we're about to enter phase 2, which is the agentic coordination ACP. And then phase 3 happens. So there's a lot of exciting things to look forward to. What you think is Web3 AI is not Web3 AI. You're about to experience it. More reference points over here. And this is the co-founder, Wiki, of Virtuals, the other co-founder, talking about what they're into, right? Their focus is on Launchpad and ACP. This was not quite, but last month, I think. Yeah, last month, May. Okay? And it goes on and on and on. We could fast forward a little bit over here to the actual play. Where is it? Right here. The ticker is WACH, guys. Not this one, scam. This one is legit, okay? It starts in 5 days and 21 hours, pretty much 6 days. You got ample time, but you know how we do it around here, right? We like to attack it first, so I have to drop the alpha on y'all, even before the announcement was out. All right, guys? What else we got going on, man? Yo, dude, ask your damn questions, bro. I'm not that YouTuber guy. I don't show up every day. It's like, why the fuck are you gonna show up and talk a bunch of shit every fucking day and waste people's time? Why? Show up when it actually matters, bro. You know what I mean? Show up when it matters, unless you're trying to be famous and you want to feel important, right? That's what those type of people do. That's fine, but I show up. I ain't wasting nobody's time, bro. I come with straight goods, right? And I get it. You guys are disappointed with 100x this, 100x that. What happened the last time we said that, bro? I fucking lied because we did 300x. I know. I'm sorry. Yeah, we're talking about the Agent Commerce Protocol, PK. That's correct. Yes, exciting. Not even meta. It is the future, right? Well, I would just say this. I feel as though it's like the Web3 aspect of it, of actually co-owning them, is the difference, right? Because they're tokenized, right? In Web 2, it's not that. And look, they'll have AI agents there too, which is great for us because now it's a global phenomena. It's not like, as I said, it isn't like NFTs or some weird shit in crypto that we're trying to sell people on, like how Bitcoin was some weird shit to them, right? In the earlier days, and they're fighting against it. AI is universal. It's global. It's something that already is accepted here. So I love it. Yeah, Loki stickers are winning. Once again, if you guys saw my last uploaded video, I uploaded 5 days ago, you should already be staking Loki. Because Loki was he was in our portfolio. Okay, you should be staking Loki, and if you are, you're going to get some of these airdrops. And this is going to be sought after AI agent, right? Again, like, why was Solus so bullish? Solus was bullish because they won the hackathon, and for good reason. Everybody wanted to get theirs, and we saw what Solus did, right, on day one, right, well over 100x. And that's a hackathon, right? Solus doesn't really, not really, they don't have their product out as yet, and all these things. Now, I want to know, why did the Virtuals team choose this particular individual ahead of time? He must have something in the works already that's operational, and I'm not talking about the agent alone on Twitter, right? Just like other things that we are unaware of. So, yeah, I mean, so now we got developed code to a certain degree, right? We got somebody that's guaranteed in the ACP that was chosen by the Virtuals team months in advance. Dude, this gotta be bullish. As I said, if the market doesn't revere this bullish, because maybe somebody wants to say it's a Terra fucking 3 or some dumb shit, you guys are idiots, bro. That's all I gotta say. Sorry. And I mean that in a loving way, by the way. In a loving way. It is Francis Dhun Uncensored, right? Sorry. Loki 2 Valhalla. I mean, I like Loki. Jason C says, big up from TNT, bro. Appreciate the alpha. Yeah, nice, bro. What part? I'm originally from Port of Spain, man. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so Zish says, I think Sentry is an important one, very serious. Owner, ex-British military, great important infra. Hearing that will be on ACP from Swarm. Yeah, I would just say one thing about them. Now, I believe they had a token before. I think if we're talking about the same camp. Yeah, I think they had a token before on the sentient agent side, I believe. If it's the same team we're talking about on project. I don't know how the market reveres that. There's always reasons for things, like reasonable explanations for things that the naked eye on the surface doesn't really see, right? So maybe they got a good reason for doing that, all right? But hopefully they can explain that more clearly. But then again, it is live already, I think. I think it already succeeded. Yeah, him or anybody, hyper CRTZ, anybody. It's like, as I said, bro, it's fucking retarded, bro. That's how shit could get monopolized, it could get centralized, conflict of interest, like, dumb shit. But you know what? Like, that's what makes it so easy for guys like me, who don't do that shit. It's like taking candy from a baby, bro. You know what I mean? When you know what's up, and when you know the game that you're playing and the rules to it, and you know what's going to happen next for the most part, you think you do, and, you know, the market is like catching up. You always want to have an edge on the market, right? Whether you get the best price possible, you're using some kind of tool that's going to separate you from people, you know, when you just got smarts, you're doing some proper research, whatever your edge is, you need that, bro. And another thing for me, I feel as though why I also have, and many other people in the market has an advantage over most, is because they're never really all in on one side, and they don't play the bias game, right? They say it like it is, they say what they mean what they say, and you align yourself with the truth more often than maybe because you like somebody, right? Because often likability overrides facts. That's just how it works, right? For example, I'll give you a perfect example. Right? All of a sudden, Kamala Harris was going to be the vice president out of was the vice president and was running for president. Never elected, nothing. Everybody was liking her. For some reason, they can't even tell you why, just because she's a woman. right? Out of nowhere, she shows her face, and she was going to get a lot of votes. Thank God Trump won. But what I'm trying to say is likability overrides facts, right? Same thing happened with the Canadian elections, and I don't want to get into all of this shit, but some guy Carney came out of nowhere. There's another guy Poilievre that was killing it. He was supposed to be elected. Then fucking this guy comes, says some shit. He stood up to Trump. Everybody starts to like that guy. Just saw his face for like 2 months. He became prime minister. Likability overrides facts. Don't be that idiot. Okay, guys, I don't want to get off our topic too much. Any other questions pertaining to this, let me know. They need mothership. You're a joker. Okay, let me see what's WhatsApp. Twitter is doing. Okay, we got some people here. Sorry, guys. Loki is definitely my biggest stake, the bags. Yeah, please make a video on buying watch. Okay, bro, so, I mean, it's not that, hard. But you guys, hey, do me a favor. If I share my screen, don't watch my points, okay? You promise? You're not gonna watch my points? Okay? Don't watch my points. Don't watch my points. Cover your eyes. Cover your eyes, bro. As you can see, I've been stacking them up every day. I need all the allocation of watch. Yeah, so essentially how you buy it, my brother, if you don't have points over here, you need to get points, right? So if you want to get into this phase, which is the Genesis launch phase, you're going to need Ethereum on base, okay? So base Ethereum, okay? And if you're in this phase, you're also going to need some points, okay? And lastly, you're going to need Virtual's cryptocurrency. That's the, the crypto we use to get into the Genesis launch, okay? Now, if you don't have those things and just say you got Ethereum base, what you could do is you could come when Watch XBT is live on the secondary market, meaning once the Genesis launch has completed itself and this goes live, like officially live on the market, okay, this guy here, you then can now trade him for, base USDC, base Ethereum, virtuals, and I think something else. All right, you just click this and it'll take you there. All right, it'll open up the graph. Just click this right here. It'll open up the graph. And that's that. And I hope you know how to use a MetaMask wallet and Uniswap and all that kind of stuff. It's pretty much the same shit. Z, sure, you're a joker, bro. You're everywhere, man. Look forward to Watch XBT, but ready to get hurt again. How did you get hurt? Let me know. Yo, if you guys want me to do that, bro, I swear to God, I'll do that, bro. Show you guys how good GGL is, bro. I'll show you guys how good GGL is on a Jamaican beach. Okay, what else we got here, guys? Let's go. Bring the questions, man. Bring the questions. Okay, we have here now. Zish's going crazy. What do you think of inflation of Virgin points? Yeah, so, Oscar, yeah, so, a couple of people have been asking me this, and yeah, obviously, it could be a problem, right? I feel like the tokens aren't really performing the way they were ever since the inflation came about. Does it have something to do with it? Maybe. It could be way worse than that. We could have a virtual inflation of the crypto. Just joking, but yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, sure, yes, that's a problem, but that's not me to fucking whine and bitch and complain about and tag the team, and I don't do that shit. I don't get into all that rhetoric, bro. I wake up every day, rather, and then I put on the computer, and I just look at the markets, do a little scan on Twitter, and I try to take advantage of the opportunity that's in front of me. These are things that I can never fix, or it doesn't matter what I think or say or do. Like, it just doesn't, right? It comes down to the virtual team actually fixing it, and I'm sure they saw dozens of these tweets, so I'm not going to give them another one, right? So again, like, if it's something like, for example, our points. Did you guys know that how they, you have to spend your points in a certain period of time, and if you don't, then they just erase. So for example, if I could show you guys, maybe you are unaware of this. I'll go like this here. Okay. Right here, I got 273,494 points expiring. However, if I were to use exactly that amount, let's just call it 300k. Let's just say I allocated 300k to Room. This fucking thing's still there. It says it expires on the 27th of June. So that's like roughly what? How much days from now? About 9 days. So I would use the points and they still fucking take it from me. And it's just kind of weird because it's like, okay, it says it's going to expire. So common sense tells me, well, just use it. Turns out that's not the case. You got to use all your points for that not to happen, start back from zero. And I was asking the virtuals team, hey, is this correct or what? Because I think one time I got a refund, so I don't know if it's a systematical error or, I don't know, design flaw or just how it is. I don't know. But that's the only time I actually try to find something out. And it's just a waste of time. So I just play the game, man. You know, I'm just a player in the game too. And I'm just trying to, you know, what can I say? I'm dealt the hand I'm dealt with, and I got to deal with it, right? Make the best of it. Cool. What other questions we got, guys? Oh, did it? Ticker ETHY just got tagged by AIXBT. All right. Yeah, bro. Well, dude, put it like this, doggy. Juan Pablo on Twitter asks, what about the new verification thing on virtuals? Dude, I am very precautious when it comes to this kind of stuff. I know people, they love their airdrops and they're visiting all these new sites and connecting their MetaMask. I don't mess with that shit. So even it was a virtual site, I was still very cautious. But I asked a few people, I made a tweet, and, you know, quite a number of people, over 10 people were saying, yes, I see it too. So, you know, obviously it's not unique to me. So chances are it's legit. You know, so yeah, I think it's okay, bro. But I wish the virtuals team would have told us, hey, just expect something new when you log in. Yes, it's confirmed, it's us, blah, blah, blah. Because that's literally how people get drained, bro. What's that? So Thomas, who is my admin here, thank you, Thomas. The inflation of the virgin points doesn't matter if everyone started to receive more equally. Yeah. So if you were talking about, like, what do I think about it from a fair standpoint, I think it cancels out everything else in terms of how much points people are getting. If you're getting a little bit more and I'm getting a little bit more, I think it kind of cancels that out. I'm talking about from the performance of the projects, because so many points are being pledged. Is that kind of like diluting them in some way, right? That's what I was referring to. Awesome stuff, guys. Awesome stuff. Once again, that's what I could tell you right here, right now, man. Make sure you save every single one of your virgin points over the course of the next 5 days and 21 hours for a watch. Because after it goes live, and it does what I think it could do. Like, look, guys, like, I mean, this shit gotta do minimum 50x, but it does have 100x potential plus. I'll be shocked if it does anything less than 50x. But I will be here on the next live stream when that goes live. Make sure you watch that, and we'll be talking about this project. And do check out my tweets once again. We do drop some exclusive alpha over there. So, there ain't really much left to say other than, till the next video. Your ass is on your own, bro. Later.